glad that you could join us today. We have an amazing topic and amazing guests today. Today our topic will be on leadership. What does it take to be a leader? What can you learn from leadership? How can you be a leader at home? And of course we have wonderful guests who will share a little bit about their leadership experiences and philosophies. Our first guest is of course the one and only leader and advocate for quality education all over the world, Malala Yousafzai. We're so glad that she could join us today, but first, before we talk about the leadership that is Malala, we want to discuss a few things about leadership. For me, leadership is a journey, and I think it's important to share our journeys with each other because that is how we can create community. I want to discuss a little bit about my leadership philosophies and what I've learned over the last couple of months. Of course, if you would like to ask me any questions, please feel free to tweet any questions out on Twitter with #LilyLeads. So first I want to start with who I am as a leader. I believe I've developed skills all over the time that I've grown up to take on new roles in different locations, different environments, different job opportunities, volunteer opportunities. And yes, all of those experiences have helped me develop skills. However, I think that I'm a leader today, the way that I am a leader, because of my traits, my natural born traits, the way I value others and their emotions, and the way I appreciate ethics, doing the right thing, setting standards for yourself, and taking on goals. Those are things that I value highly. And those are traits that I believe make a really good leader. For me, my personal leadership philosophy is really founded on transformational leadership. Transformational leadership empowers others to accomplish more than what's expected of them. I think that represents who I am at a core because my experiences and my identities help shape my leadership. As a Latina, as a woman, as a person of low socioeconomic means, I learned quickly that society was ready to put me down. I remember in high school, I had a counselor who told me I would never get into college. And I ended up getting into one of the top colleges of the nation. I remember people said I wouldn't graduate, and I did. I remember people say I would get into trouble because of the environment I was in, but I never did. Something always told me to do what's right, to care for others, to have goals for myself and to follow them. And now as a leader, I would describe myself as a transformational leader because I care about others and I want to encourage them and empower them not to believe what people tell them, but to take on their own leadership abilities and to see how powerful they can be when they believe in themselves and they challenge themselves and they take advantage of all the opportunities around them. Now that I engage in my community to promote college access and I try to motivate and inspire youth to change and obtain the fullest potential that they can obtain, I realize that my leadership is really founded on my care for others and my care for social justice. And I think that that's something that we should all care about. And I just got word, we have a tweet, a live tweet. Thank you so much for tweeting out these questions. Let's see, the first tweet is, how has your leadership changed over the past few months? That's a great question, especially because we recently started the Lillianna book club online, and I know some of you all have joined us in that book club. And these last couple months, we've been reading Leadership, Theory and Practice by Peter Northouse. And it's really taught me a lot. And I think my leadership understanding has changed over these last few months. One, I've discovered how to name my leadership. And now I can say it's transformational leadership. But also, it's giving me the opportunity to discuss with everyone in my book club about my strengths and how they really can revolve around transformational leadership and how I could use those strengths to be more effective in my leadership style. I think that it's changed because it's given me more responsibility as a leader to realize what I am doing. I just thought it was a natural thing that I was doing in my life, being a transformational leader, but now I can name it. Now I can say it's a very tangible thing, and I know when I'm being effective and when I'm not being effective in it, and I can definitely now change those perspectives to be as positive and as powerful in that leadership model and be able to affect change in a more positive way. And we have another Twitter tweet. We're so glad that you guys are doing this with me. How have you envisioned your leadership philosophy will translate to practice? That is an amazing question. As I've discussed with you all, I am a motivational speaker, but I am also a college access advocate. So I work in the community, doing events, promoting college access, and educating the community about how to get into college. I particularly work with underrepresented student populations, and I find that the way I want to put my leadership to practice is using the social justice model. I think it's important to have value-based, purposeful goals, and I want to utilize the social justice model to collaborate with others, to work with others to bring social justice to college access. There's not enough underrepresented individuals in higher ed, and I believe that it's really important that everyone get educated, and especially underrepresented minorities, so that they can be role models for their community as well. We have one more question. We'll take one more tweet from you guys. We really appreciate you sharing those with us, of course. How does the role of social justice play out in your leadership approach? That's a great question. I think about the multi-institutional study of leadership and how it talks about mentoring and the importance of mentoring. I believe mentoring and sharing stories and working collaboratively with each other is how we can help each other build a strong community. I believe my leadership approach will be centered on mentorship, on sharing my story, on encouraging others to share their story, and to hopefully be a role model for others by doing mentorship and being in the community as a mentor for others. I think that is how I will approach my leadership, my transformational leadership philosophy within social justice. I think that everyone out there should definitely take advantage of the leadership of skills, traits, and strengths that they were given or that they've obtained over the time of their life. Because in order to be leaders in our community and to be successful and to bring about social justice change, we need to stand up for what's right. And I think that's the most important thing that a leader can do. So now, just want to take a quick break, but when we come back, we have the most amazing guest ever. Malala will be here with us, and she'll be discussing everything you would like to know about her leadership style. We'll see you when we come back.